Hello, this is the third part to the video here made on August 17th, 2010. Let me respond to you, all your writers sent me emails and then comments on my YouTube. Some of you are still asking me why am I not going through auto transplant like themselves. Some of them have even asked me, my doctor is asking me to go auto transplant right away. What do I think? That's a pretty difficult question to answer. I can only be a living proof of what these treatments are all about. My line of thinking on treatments here is why scrap good quality of life right now? I've been diagnosed in December 2008. That's over almost 2 years. Now, I was at 36. Now I'm down to about 5%. So that's pretty good. So let's just say that the treatment that I'm on is working. I was refractory to thalidomide, Velcade, and Revlimid is the only medication that seemed to work. Costs a lot of money, but thank God for insurance here, either private or government, that it's paid for. This is almost $160,000 worth of medication a year that I'm taking, but they're working, well dosed, and then well, tolerated. That they're doing the job. So why would I want to go through a transplant, which actually would destroy my stem cells, expose me for all kinds of problems of disease when you have no immune system for several weeks while the auto transplant does its job? Because don't forget, some doctors here and some hospitals automatically think that auto transplant cures multiple myeloma. Well, let me remind you that there is no cure for multiple myeloma. You may get good response, partial response, or you may get complete response. That doesn't mean you're cured. It just means that it's controlled. And control to down to 0 is pretty good. It's a technical remission. But at 5%, that's not a remission. That is pretty good control. We're talking about over 90% drop from where I was at. So the line of thinking that we took back in January 2009 is the right one to me. I don't say it will apply to everyone, but to me it's working. It's working because it goes along what the doctors are saying on internet, especially with the ASH meetings that they have every year for the association of all of the specialists, the hematologists are talking about right now, because some of the studies are out now of how the efficient the new Revlimid, the Velcades, and the thalidomide are working on patients that are newly diagnosed. And then we're talking about here control versus cure. Since there is no cure, I opted out for the control. Control meaning let's control this like a chronic disease. People are suffering from diabetes are being controlled. They're not being transplanted the pancreas, because that would be crazy. As long as the pancreas can be helped with medication like it is right now with the pills that they're taking, is controlled. They can have good quality of life. Control, but good quality of life. They have to make a few changes like I have, but I still maintain a good quality of life. If you don't believe me, I'm the living proof of it, that something must be working right. Some doctors were thinking also that, too much of Revlimid, too much of Velcade was going to be damaging for the collect of my stem cells. Well, after 18 months of that medication, they were able to collect my stem cells with no problem. With 8 million one day and 3 million the next day, that's 11 million. And that's above average collect. And some doctors also have on protocol, with doctors here in the province of Quebec, which I will not name, but some hospitals are convinced that to cure this multiple myeloma, we get a good response at the beginning on with the either thalidomide, the Velcade, or Revlimid, and as soon as they get a good response of at least 50% or more, they consider that a cutoff, and then you go for auto transplant. What they collect your stem cells first, and then you go through these high treatment of chemotherapy to destroy your stem cells and reintroduce your stem cells collected back into your system. Melphalan is one chemo that is supposed to be very effective and everything. But let me remind you that when you're taking these high dosage of chemotherapy, your system, just like anything that is introduced to it, will probably become resistant to a lower dosage of treatments following that procedure. It's just like giving you antibiotics. Well, the stronger the antibiotics, the next thing you know, you're going to be going on and on and on into stronger and stronger antibiotics, because your immune system is just eating this up, or it's just not doing the job. So I chose to be treated for as long as I could, and let's keep the auto transplant for when the medication that I'm on or available will not respond. Then when I see progression of my protein or the multiple myeloma, then we still have the option of the auto transplant. It's still there. That I do it at the beginning or I do it at the end. They have no way of knowing if it's going to change how longer I'm going to be living. Is it going to be an extra 6 months, an extra 12 months, or whatever? So if they have no idea if I'm doing it at the beginning or doing it at the end, if it has any incidence on how long I will live, then let's wait. And so far, the choice has been good, because the quality of life that I've had for the last 6 months, even since I've been on induction treatments, has been fairly good. Except for driving my wife and my entourage a little crazy. It's probably because of the high dosage of steroids, but I've managed. I had good quality of life. I maintain the work. I go to work every day, except for on certain treatment days, and when I don't feel like it. Because probably my thinking has changed now that I don't want to live to work. I want to work to live. And then this buying of this RV here has given me a little bit more incentive to get out and then go do something whenever I get a chance. And I'm in full renovations right now. We're doing renovation from bathrooms to floors to adding a garage, a second floor, and the backyards and the deck. You name it, we're doing it. I'm living. If that's not a proof that something is being done right, if I had gone through transplant, I can tell you that there would have been some missing spots there in what I would have lived in the last 18 months. So my case may not be a good research study, or maybe it is. But I think we're doing the right thing, and the doctor that I have is giving me and explaining to me why we're doing this, and I keep asking him, if it was your father sitting in front of you, how would you treat him? And he tells me he would treat him like he's treating me. And so I don't need much more convincing to be treated and listen. And because I also watch and see and read about multiple myeloma, new treatments and everything, when he is explaining certain things to me, and that's very important for you to understand what your disease is, so that when you are proposed treatments and everything, you can say yay or nay. It's your choice. You decide the quality of life that you want. If you're too scared to know anything about it, the ostrich, when it has its head in the ground, exposes the best part of his body out. And I feel that, curious like I am, I want to know what's going on. I want to know what is being proposed. I want to know what's available, so that the choices are mine, with the help of the doctor explaining why we're doing certain things and what will some certain things do. And just a reminder here of the auto transplant is not a cure. The allo transplant is not a cure either. It could bring you down into remission, but you'll probably go through hell before that happens. And the percentage of people, surviving the allo transplant at 40%, it's not a risk that I'm willing to take at this point. When there's no other choice, I'll be the first one on the wagon. But right now, there are choices, and controlling is a good choice for me. And I wish that when you are diagnosed and you are talking to your doctor before the transplant, ask them. If you don't feel comfortable with the answers you're getting, change doctor or get a second opinion. That's all I'm telling you. If I wasn't happy with the response that I was getting from my doctor, I can tell you I'd have a different one. And Dr. Richard Leblanc from Sherbrooke is an excellent doctor at explaining. He's a scientist. He likes to study. He's not someone that's going to treat me because of a protocol. If there's something new, if there's something that can be done, that can be adjusted, he will do that. And he takes the time to listen. Like I told you, he's not the smiley doctor, but he does the job. He does the job for me, and I'm very happy. So to all of you, God bless. I'll talk to you in probably a month or so with more results. So stay tuned. Thank you for listening, and take care of yourself. Bye.